dans mes... Thomas Benefits gifted 1 sub. Wait. You gifted 1 sub, yeah?
Salut. C'est un peu confus ce que je vois de mon côté. Salut. Ça roule? Bon. Aujourd'hui, je voulais continuer le JavaScript. Voilà. Donc tu vois, j'ai un peu changé là au-dessus de moi, j'ai mis le chat. J'ai aussi deux petites barres en fait. Tu vois, il y a le nombre de subscribers, donc ça, c'est une offre payante en fait sur Twitch, mais ça, je crois pas trop. Mais je trouvais intéressant d'avoir le chat. Par contre, ça me bouffe pas mal de place. Et ouais, voilà. Et donc du coup, il y a aussi le nombre de followers. Donc tu vois, ça c'est juste quand on clique sur suivre. Ouais, voilà, c'est le Twitch Prime. Quand on clique sur suivre, en fait, normalement ce nombre là, il doit augmenter, y compris le nombre de followers. Salut Laurent. Y compris le nombre de followers. Et donc justement, pour être Twitch affiliate, il faut qu'on ait 50 followers total. Voilà, tu vois. Et maintenant, j'ai même mis des petites les petites animations là, bon c'est les animations de base quoi. On peut les changer, on peut les personnaliser, tous ces trucs là. Mais donc en principe, dès que les gens ils font un truc, voilà, dès qu'ils font des trucs, il y a des events qui se produisent et tu peux attacher des images, des gifs, des trucs, quoi, des vidéos même. Donc voilà, c'est le truc de base, vraiment juste que ça soit un peu interactif. Quoi. Et je vais faire petit à petit, mais un jour j'aurai un truc vraiment bien quoi. Mais je fais des tests et j'expérimente au fur et à mesure quoi. Laurent il est encore au taf, bah c'est bien. Explose pas tout hein. Donc bon je vais commencer hein. Bon, après c'est du Javascript, je sais pas si vous êtes passionné, j'ai mon fils qui va me faire des overlays. Ah bah voilà. Ça c'est. T'as la classe si ton fils se faire des. Déjà tu connais le mot overlay, c'est bien, c'est bien. Parce que moi, je sais pas si vous m'entendiez bien en fait là, je rapproche le micro. Ou c'était bien avant là. J'ai l'impression aussi que de manière générale en fait j'ai moins de lag. Ok. Donc là en principe ça devrait être encore mieux non? Bon et en fait je suis en train de me dire qu'il me faudrait aussi un écran sans... Enfin une caméra sans chroma key. Parce que là j'ai pas mis l'écran vert et derrière on voit tous ces petits trucs là un peu à faire quoi. Mais du coup tu sais si je mets le chat, bah me mettre moi en fond vert ça fait moins de sens je trouve parce que bah, comme il y a le chat au-dessus, il y a toute une rangée un peu perdue on va dire. Et donc limite j'ai envie de réduire la fenêtre avec laquelle je bosse quoi. Que ça occupe que cette place là. Tu vois que ça aille genre jusqu'à là. Ça passe comme ça. Je peux monter ça. Ouais, je peux monter. Ouais, bah, par contre, je vais peut-être juste changer de musique là. Donc bon voilà, tu sais quoi, je vais commencer, on va faire comme d'hab en fait, je commence toujours en français et dès qu'il y a une autre personne qui joint, que potentiellement il peut être en anglophone, je switch. Par contre, j'ai toujours aucun moyen moi de... Ah si, viewers 2. Voilà, je le vois maintenant, ok. Ah bah. Ça c'est mon collègue qui m'écrit. Bien sûr, je vois ce Shaking Network. Yes you. Of course. In all. Aims to be. Bon. Tu peux mettre un compteur sur ton live aussi, du nombre de viewers sur ton live. Ah, c'est même mieux. C'est même... Toi, mais toi, t'as un fils qui t'est trop utile dans ce truc-là. J'ai l'impression d'être trop vieux en fait. Là, j'ai dû apprendre trop de trucs et je sais pas, je trouve que l'interface elle est un peu hostile. Pas hostile, c'est... Je sais pas, il y a plein de vocabulaire que je connaissais pas et tout. Non, je suis avec OBS et en fait les events et tout ça c'est Stream Elements. Et Streamlabs en fait c'est... En fait il faut toujours que tu aies OBS, enfin du moins de ce que j'ai compris. Et après tu peux choisir donc pour tous les events et tout. Donc jusqu'à présent j'avais rien. Tu vois, j'avais juste OBS sur Twitch. Et donc j'avais pas de chat, j'avais pas de compteur, j'avais rien de tout ça. Donc si tu veux un compteur, il faut que tu prennes genre une espèce de plugin. Et au final, c'est juste un site web et tu passes un URL à OBS. Et donc en fait, ça peut être n'importe quel site finalement. Mais donc il n'y en a pas beaucoup qui proposent des services comme ça. Enfin du moment, je connais que deux. Streamlabs et Stream Elements. Et donc jusqu'à présent, beaucoup de personnes ont utilisé Streamlabs. Mais les vidéos que je regardais, en fait, les gens ils expliquaient qu'ils bougeaient de Streamlabs vers StreamElements. Et donc là, moi je suis parti direct chez StreamElements. Oh, voilà. Bon, basic JavaScript, appending variables to string. Ouais. Set some adjective and append it to my string using the plus equal. My set some adjective and append it to my string. J'ai déjà fait ça en fait. Ah oui, je l'avais déjà fait. Ah oui, en fait, j'ai cliqué sur le dernier que j'avais fait. Alors, donc en gros, pour aller vite au début, moi je regarde que le dernier truc là, parce que souvent ils expliquent des choses que en fait je connais déjà. Donc use the dot length property to count the number of characters in the last name variable and assign it to the last name length. Ben, tout. Voilà. J'ai écrit un truc. Bon, et Laurent, tu fais quoi au taf là? So, bracket notation, blah blah blah. Use bracket notation to find the first character in the last name. Change this line. First letter of last name. 0. Oh, oui, c'est le JavaScript, c'est pas... Ouais, donc en fait, freecodecamp.org, c'est gratuit. C'est totalement gratuit. Donc en fait, il fonctionne sur une base de donation et tout. Donc c'est pour ça qu'on a eu le pop-up de... Give me some money. Il casse les serveurs RDP, mort de rire. Donc en fait, ce qui est bon, c'est pas un problème, mais donc vous voyez en fait le chat, mais donc moi sur l'écran sur lequel moi je bosse, moi je le vois pas. Donc il faut toujours que je tourne l'écran sur OBS Studio là, si je veux suivre un petit peu quoi. Bon. Understanding string immutability. In JavaScript, string values are immutable, which means that they cannot be altered once created. Ah bon. For example, my string blah blah blah. Cannot change the value of my string to job because the content of my string cannot be altered. Note that this does not mean that my string cannot be changed. Just that the individual characters of a string literal cannot be changed. The only way to change my string would be to assign it with a new string like this. Correct assignment to my string, so it contains the string values of hello world. Hello world. Correct assignment to my string. Ah mais oui, Alex le chat, mais lui, c'est pas un sniper ce mec. Je te jure, moi on peut l'envoyer au Moyen-Orient là. Et le mec il peut tuer des terroristes à 6 km. Tu vois, hop. Mais oui, mais JavaScript c'est quand même de la merde sur ce côté-là. Franchement, pourquoi? C'est comme si tu te dis maintenant, tu sais quoi, je vais avoir deux enfants. Julien avec un J minuscule et Julien avec un J majuscule. C'est deux enfants différents, deux orthographes différentes. Et donc, voilà, c'est bien. Mais non, c'est n'importe quoi. Voilà, tu vois. Alix, il vient juste pour pointer quand on a des problèmes. C'est un peu comme le... Comment il s'appelait? Comment il s'appelle le mec? Pas Highlander. Comment il s'appelle le mec? Comment il s'appelle le mec? Lui là, comment il s'appelle? Comment il s'appelle le mec? Le protecteur. En français, il s'appelle le protecteur. Oh là là. Le protecteur. Homelander, voilà, il s'appelle Homelander. Voilà. Elix, c'est un peu le Homelander des PC. Et en fait, est-ce que vous voyez entièrement mon écran? Je sais pas si c'est sur mon OBS, mais tu vois, est-ce que vous voyez, est-ce que pour vous, par exemple, le Y là, il est coupé ou pas? Et le R et ici le Z et tout. So let's try to set third letter of last name equal to the third letter of the last name. Non, nickel, ok, ouais. Parce que moi, dans mon OBS, c'est un peu coupé, mais je crois que c'est juste le plugin intérieur qui est comme ça, en fait. So, let's try to set third letter of last name to equal to third letter of the... Bah... Comme ça. Ok. On s'ennuie un petit peu, là, quand même, hein. Bon. Use bracket notation to find the last character in a string. So, use bracket notation to find the last character in the last name. Bon, bah, c'est un peu... Donc, oui, jusqu'à présent, c'est toujours issue.length. C'est toujours identique un peu à PowerShell. Comme ça. Last letter of last name should be E. Ah, c'est pas -1, c'est -2. Pardon. Non, même pas. Last name is not defined. Maybe. Là, tu vois. De nouveau, là. Majuscule. Trop dur JS. Un espace. So last name, last name, point length. So use bracket to find the last character in the last name. Merde. C'était le dernier qu'il fallait. Voilà. Non, moi je trouve que c'est pas particulièrement dur en fait. Je pense que ce qui est chiant, c'est que c'est case sensitive. Et donc du coup, tu sais, tu peux pas genre juste écrire les choses un peu à l'arrache. C'est que tu peux avoir finalement deux variables différentes. Comme je disais là, avec le prénom Julien avec un petit J et Julien avec un grand J. Ça peut être la même chose, sauf que... Enfin, tu peux avoir deux variables, un avec petit et un avec grand, et tu peux te tromper comme ça, quoi. Use bracket notation to find the end to the last character in a string. Ah ouais, mais bon, c'est... Donc nous, on veut... Use bracket to find the second last. Donc moins 2. Voilà. Donc l'avant-dernier. Word blanks. We will now use our knowledge of strings to build a Mad Libs style word game. We're calling word blanks. You will create an optionally humorous fill in the blank style sentence. In a Mad Libs game, you're provided sentences with some missing words. Okay. Pardon. C'est Twitter. C'est Twitter. Non, mais c'est loin les fonctions, hein. Regarde, on peut regarder l'X. Mais donc là maintenant je suis là, word blanks. Et les fonctions, c'est... Ah voilà. C'est genre dans... Je sais pas, une vingtaine, trentaine d'exercices quoi. Mais oui, effectivement, si tu veux, je peux te dire. Moi j'en ai 5, j'en ai 3 je veux dire. 5 viewers now. Okay. So up until now we were only francophone, so I took the liberty simply to go and speak French. Not sure who would join now, but I can see there are like more people in the chat. So yeah, you guys should let me know if I should stay in English or if you all speak French here, which I doubt actually, to be honest. But I think this is Joseph. Joseph, are you there? You skin in. That's you, right? Consider this sentence. It was really and we ourselves. This sentence has 3 missing pieces: an adjective, a verb, and an adverb. We can add words of our choice to complete it. We can then assign the completed sentence to a variable as follows. Okay. Okay, so in this challenge, we provide you with a noun, a verb, and an adjective and an adverb. You need to form a complete sentence using words of your choice, along with the words we provide. You will need to use the string concatenation operator, so plus, to build a new string. Use the provided variables my noun, my adjective, my verb, my adverb. So, this one. You will then assign the form string to the word blanks variable. You should not change the words assigned to the variable. You will also need to account for spaces in your string so that the final sentence has spaces between. So, okay, I just need to write a sentence with spaces in it. That is yeah, maybe a bit disappointing. So for the people who joined, I'm doing this free code camp. Yeah, let's say course. It's so if you don't know Free Code Camp, it's a free website where you can go and have like front end and back end, yeah, web development courses for free. So they work on a donation basis. So if you like this website, you can give some money via PayPal or something like that. And so there are like several paths you can follow. So responsive web design here, for example, I already followed like a few of them. You see, like I completed like the basic HTML, HTML5, like CSS here, and now I'm doing the JavaScript one. So what happened is that they actually migrated their website to like something new in their backend, I don't know what. And so I already had the JavaScript done and like HTML and CSS. And so those three together were like a specific like a main certification like this before. And so by doing their change, they screwed my thing up, and yeah, I lost my JavaScript stuff. So I'm going through it again. And yeah, voila. So it's maybe not the most exciting part, but I simply want to have it done, and it's also a good thing for me to just go and see it again. And also like starting from this level, it's okay actually to learn JavaScript actually. For PowerShell developers, for example, it's not that far. I'm just going to continue. So I have no idea actually who is here, so English or French, it's a bit difficult, but yeah, just let me know in the chat if the language is not correct for you, and I'll try to adapt. So word blanks, I'm just gonna do this. So Wolf says the my noun plus how bad that is, but so big. What can I use it? I eat my my what do I eat? My adjective plus, then my verb, I've got the plus here, to hide my adverb. So this is the most boring sentence ever, but plus run the tests. It should contain all of the words assigned to the variables. So I have my noun, my adjective, my verb, and my adverb, and additionally word in your madlib. So this looks okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. Who says the dog? Word blank should contain all of the words assigned to the variables, my noun, my verb, my adjective, and my verb, separated by non-word characters. Separated by non-word characters. Okay, so I don't know, something like this. No, I just needed to have spaces. Je devais juste mettre des espaces. C'est un peu pourri des fois leur truc. So you start an array declaration with an opening square bracket and with a closing square bracket. Okay, bien. Modified new array, my array, so it contains both the stringer and number in that order. Okay. Ben, plop 42. Voilà. Voilà, super. Super. You can also nest arrays within other arrays. So it's called multi-dimensional array. Create a nested array called myArray. Okay. Let's do this. On va faire quoi? FR PS UG. Et on est combien? On va dire on est 56. Aucune idée. Et là, on va faire le... On va faire le... CHPUG. Je crois que c'est ça. C'est le UG suisse. J'arrive jamais à me rappeler du truc. Schweiz PowerShell User Group. Ouais, je crois que c'est ça. Là, on va dire qu'on est... Je sais pas, on est 14. Hop. Faut que ce soit un string. Voilà, comme ça. Hop, je continue. Vertic. Vertic. We can access the data inside arrays using indexes. Bravo. Although JavaScript is able to process this correctly, this may confuse other programmers reading your code. Ok. Je suis curieux si ça marche sur un... Sur un Windows. S égale get service. Donc là j'ai plein de trucs dedans. Là comme ça j'ai le deuxième et en fait est-ce que comme ça marche? Non, comme ça marche pas. Ok, on sait. Donc en JavaScript ça marche ça. Ok. Create a variable called myData and set it to equal the first value of myArray using bracket notation. Set it equal to the first value of myArray. Okay, so var myData is equal to myArray. Voilà. Unlike strings, the entries are arrays are mutable and can be changed freely. Modify the data stored at index 0 of myArray to set value 45. Okay. Ça, hein? 45. Okay, 5 people again. I have no idea actually which language I should speak. So does anybody in the chat sees who is actually connected? I don't see it. So And sometimes I see people in the chat, so users in chat. Non, je suis pas près de mon bureau, mec. Je suis peut-être pas bien assis comme ça, tu vois. Comme ça. Parce que je m'avachis. I have a chiche myself. in the seat. So I'm going to switch to English. Like I see 5 people. I assume that they're not Anglophone, Francophone. But yeah, it's difficult for me to see that. Anyways. Okay, grazie, Alex Zaket. So one way to think of multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays, really. So there shouldn't be any spaces between the array name and the square brackets, blah blah blah. Even this is not allowed. Okay, using back notation, select my array. Select an element from my array such that my data is equal to 8. So basically I need to get this one. So can I actually console.log my data? Can I do that? Console output 1. Really? So he went to the first one and took the first one. So we want 0, 1, 2, and we want number 8. That's 1, 0, 1, 2, 1. Test it. Okay. An easy way, so basic JavaScript, manipulate arrays with push. Okay, so this is interesting. So if you don't know JavaScript, and if you come like most of the people I hang out on Twitter, so if you do PowerShell, for example, push is something that we don't have on on basic arrays on PowerShell, or at least not that I know of. And so this is interesting. So remember, I've done those exercises already like some time back, so I'm actually redoing them. This is why sometimes I also skip like reading all this stuff, because I know it already a little bit. And my objective is I just want to go through them all, so I have like the checkbox, everything is checked. An easy way to append data to the end of an array is via the push function. So that's pretty interesting. You can add data to a variable using the push method, So we can see basically here they add like a number like this. So we push like an array into the existing array. So my array dot push, and basically I want to push. I want to push an array in my array. Voila. And that's done. It's already that. And so it's as easy as that. So the push is actually interesting because with that one you can actually do a lot. And so for example, you can push complex objects in like an array, and you can have like an array of the same things, an array of I don't know, of specific things of your site, or like an array of bubbles. I've done that before, when I did the coding train thing. So that was interesting. Oh yeah, sorry, I already did it. So finished. Another way to is pop. So basically pop, when you do pop, it will get you like the last element of the last to the first element of the array. It uses pop of the value to use an array, so we can store the popped off value by assigning it to a variable. In other words, pop removes the last element from an array. So in PowerShell that's also possible, but not directly with array. You can do this with stacks, right? With stacks you have actually you have push, pop, and peek. And I actually wrote an article on this one some time back because I actually found this on one day, like the stack collection. I didn't know what it was. So PowerShell district stack. We're gonna find it, the stack collection. Yeah, see, so in a C# video I heard about the system stack collection, right? And basically you can push and you can pop. See, so push, pop, peek, push, pop, peek. So yeah, just for my PowerShell friends, I'm just gonna put this in the commentary part of the stream. And yeah. So use pop function to remove the last item. Sorry guys, I'm tired. But equal, so my array dot pop. Voila, that's easy. Manipulate arrays with with shift. Pop always removes the last element of an array. What if you want to remove the first? That's where shift comes in. It works just like pop, except it removes the first element instead of the last. Okay, so this I didn't know. I'm glad I'm redoing those exercises because I didn't know this one. Use the dot shift function to remove the first item from my array. Value to remove from array. Okay, so is equal to my array dot shift. Okay, cool. Manipulate arrays with unshift. Oh really? Not only can you shift elements of the beginning of an array, you can also unshift elements to the beginning of an array. This is something I also didn't know. Add elements in front of an array. Unshift works exactly like push, but instead of adding the element at the end of the array, unshift adds the element at the beginning of the array. Ah, that's nice. That's really nice. So add pull 35 to the beginning of my array. Okay, we're gonna do that. My array is equal to, I don't even need to do equal. So unshift. Ah, it was easy. I had a colleague in my previous work. He had like a button. It was written. That was easy, and each time he did something, you know, quick in his code, whatever, like he would push that button and it would go. That was easy. Hey Arnav. Yeah, not much. And you doing JavaScript? You're trying to finish this code camp, free code camp thing. It's a bit tiring. And you, what's up? Good to see you again. So basic shopping list. Create a shopping list in the variable mylist. Okay, console. There should be at least 5 subarrays in the list. Oh, okay. So list. Maybe I can use the dot shift, and in there like so chocolate bar is good. I'm gonna take that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I want to buy bananas. I want to buy, let's say 32 bananas. Then I want 1 candy bar, only 1. Then I want to buy 1 PlayStation 5. I'll take only 1 because that's super expensive. And then I'm gonna buy a lollipop. I'm gonna take 3. Voilà. So this is probably not gonna work. The first element should all be strings. Have you gone through learning minutes JavaScript? Have you gone through learning minutes? I really don't understand the word. Learning learning. Oh, it's not one word. Have I gone through learning X, Y minutes JavaScript? I think I did. If I understand the question correctly. So I think I can do maybe unshift then, because shift would be always only the first one, and so voilà. Okay. It's a bit strange to have the word unshift. Like it feels like you take something away, you undo something. Ah, look at him. Iron took his back. So write reusable JavaScript with functions. Ah, but voilà, hey. Elix le chat, you need to be here. Well, I'm gonna write him. Where is he? Where is Elix the cat? Elix le chat. So I'm writing on Slack. Hey mec, viens, on fait les fonctions. Voilà. So in JavaScript we can divide up our code into reusable parts called functions. And it's like this. Here's an example. Function. So the name of the function with a parenthesis, closing, and then like the code. So we should always take care of this nonsense here that we have like in this language, which we need to put at the end of every line. But like you see, like it's not at the end of this function thing, right? So you can call or invoke this function by using its name followed by parentheses, like function name. Each time this function is called, it will print out the message hello world. Nice. Create a function called reusable function. So function zack. So zack, if you don't know, it's like the German way of the French tac. And yeah, so, and it should return console.log hi world, and then call the function. Okay, reusable reusable function. What a great name, by the way, reusable function. And then I'm gonna run the tests. Should output hi world. You should call reusable function. So what did I miss? Function reusable. No, it's here. Tick tock, tick tock. No, it says here, which prints hi world. Call the function. That's basically what I'm doing. I can try hello world, but hold on. So I'm back. So that's happening. The like people coming to the room. The zero when you call the function. What do you mean the zero? Ah. Ouais, ça ressemble trop à un zéro. So, bon, pour ceux qui l'ont pas encore fait, vous voyez en fait au-dessus de moi là. I don't know, like, should I speak in English or is French okay? So you see above me here, total followers, right? So if you have not followed me yet and you like what I'm doing, you can follow me. It's important actually because as soon as I have 50 followers, you can become something called a Twitch affiliate, and you have more options that are available to you. You can join teams and things like that, and like you can get like to a real like a more advanced like kind of a streaming. So yeah, if you have not done it yet, I would super much appreciate it. Thank you. So hello world. So see, now it's okay. See, it was hi world. Voilà. So passing values to function with arguments. Here's a function with two parameters, param1, param2, so blah blah blah. Okay, then we call test fan blah blah blah. Create two functions. A function called function with args. Okay, function with args. Accept two arguments. So plop1 et plop2. Call the function with two numbers as argument. Console.log plop1 et puis plop2. Bah 42 et puis 23. Allez. Ah, il faut que ça... Create a function called function that accept two arguments and output their sum. Okay. So it's good when you read like the exercise up until the end. So sum is equal to var plop1 plus plop2. You know what? And we call this master plop. And that will be master plop. 65. Nice. So in JavaScript, global scope and functions. Okay, so this is also interesting because the scopes in JavaScript, they work kind of differently than in PowerShell, for example. So there's something to learn for people that do PowerShell. So in JavaScript, scope refers to the visibility of variables. So the variable which are used without the var keyword are automatically created in the global scope. Automatically in the global scope. This can create unintended consequences elsewhere in your code or when running a function again. You should always declare a variable with var. Now, by the way, I actually think this also changed. I actually think you should use the word let. I've seen videos that would, you know, recommend use the keyword let instead of var. So using var, declare a global variable, name my global variable outside of any function, initialize it with the value of 10. Inside function fun1, assign 5 to oops global without using the var key. Okay, let's do that. This is pretty. It's pretty explanatory. So fun2, what to say? Using var to declare a global variable called my global. Is equal this set to 10. Okay, let's do that. See, look, I forgot here as well, like the comma. So basically what it does, so my global is not defined, my global is defined. Okay, var. Of course, using the word keyword var. Yep. October t-shirt. Yes, Alex, I saw it afterwards. So run the tests. Wow, completed. So 44%. So I started, I was 25%. So yeah, if I can reach like 50% today, that would be cool. Local scope and functions, variables which are declared. Oh man, I'm gonna shut my phone down. It's a bit voila. So variables which are declared within a function as well as the function parameters have local scope. That means they are visible within that function. Here's a function, my test, with local variable called lock. Yeah, and so lock is not defined outside. Okay, makes sense. The editor has 2 logs, blah blah. To help you see what's happening, check the console as you code to see how it changed. Declare a local variable my var inside my local scope and run the test. Var equal my var plop, of course, plop. Yep. And so local scopes. So global vs local scoping functions. It is possible to have both local and global variables with the same name. So by the way, I have a question like for the guys in the chat. Who uses actually JavaScript at work? Even just a little bit. Or has used it before? Or have you never used it? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the chat. So in this example, so global with local scope in function. So it is possible to have both local and global variables with the same name. Yeah. When you do this, the local variable, nobody uses JavaScript. Do this, the local variable takes precedence over the global variable. Okay. So the closer you are, the harder it sets it. The function myFunc will return head because local version of variable is present. Add a local variable to my outfit. Outer wear is equal slip rouge. Ah merde. Je peux mettre que des sweater. Je peux pas mettre de slip rouge quoi. You should not change the value of the global. Ah, it has to be var. Of course it has to be var. Yeah. It's always going to be either var or you know, comma. Var, comma, or case sensitivity. So these three things are always like my pain points in JavaScript. We can pass values into a function with arguments. You can use a return statement to send the value back out of a function. So I do normally PowerShell, and so it's not obligatory to have like return in functions, but I always use it. So it makes it, when you read it, it makes it more, you know, visible. And at least if something is returned before, I kind of consider it as an error. Ok, salut Laurent, merci d'être passé. Hein? Thank you for coming by. So 3. So create a function times 5 that accepts one argument, multiplies it by 5. Okay. Let's do that. Function times 5, one argument number, and it return is going to return number times 5. Like this, and then I need to call it times 5, and let's say 5. Oh, okay, voila, that was done. 46%. Understanding undefined value returned from a function. Okay, so undefined is, I think, the kind of like the no statement. So a function can include the return statement, but it does not have to. In the case that function does not have a return statement, when you call it, the function processes the inner code, but the return value is undefined. It's kind of like no. So add sum is the function without the return statement. Blah, blah, blah. Global sum. So create a function called add5 without any argument. The function adds 5 to the sum variable, but its return value is undefined. Function add5 sack, and I do sum is equal to without any argument. Create a function add5 without any argument. This function adds 5 to the sum variable. Okay, so because Okay, so this is tricky though, because this one was specified up here. When you call like the something, the sum variable inside this function here, it can actually find it from here, from there. That's a bit that can become confusing when you have like a lot of code. Okay, so I want to add sum equals sum plus 5, and yeah, it's got it like that. Great. 47%. This is only, it goes on like at exact each exercise I go up by 1% only. That's not cool. So, assignment with a return value. Which you recall from our discussion of storing values with assignment operators, everything to the right of the equal sign is resolved before the value is assigned. This means we can take the return value of a function and assign it to a variable. Okay. So call the process arg function with an argument of 7 and assign its return value to the variable process. Okay. Process is equal to process arg 7. Okay, 48%. I don't know for how long I've been streaming now. Can I see that somewhere? Can I see that somewhere? Oh, for more than an hour already. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try to reach 50% and then I'm gonna log off. Kids will be back home soon, so stand in line. So in computer science, a queue is an abstract data structure. Also, so for PowerShell enthusiasts, we also have queues. I also wrote an article on that one. So PowerShell district queues. The queue collection. It's a queue. And how did that work again? Yeah, you had peak, DQ, and queue. So basically, it's a queue, and compared to a stack is you stack stuff up, and the queue is you really have like a line of things. And so it's the first. What's the order in which strings are appearing? So I are you. Yeah, so the last one you add will be at the very bottom, right? And so when you do a DQ, it will bring back the very first one you added. So it is the first. It's a FIFO, first in, first out. Did I write that somewhere? FIFO. I did not. First. Well, first in, first out. See, I wrote it here. Anyways, sharing this here. Ok, merci Alex d'être passé. Hein. Je sais que c'est un peu boring, mais voilà. On va juste finir ce truc là. Et plus tard, il y aura encore du. Je vais faire du React, je vais faire des trucs comme du. Comment il s'appelle le langage? Le Go. Je vais faire du Go. Du Go. So, write a function next in line which takes an array R and number items as argument. Add the number to the end of the array, then remove the first element of the array. The next inline function should then return the element that was removed. Okay. Add the number to the end of the array. So we can do already r dot, was it pop, and we add the item. That's one thing. So as we saw before, pop would add it like at the end of the array. Was it push? I think it was pop. Take an array r and a number item as argument. Add the number to the end of the array, then remove the first element of the array. The next inline function should return the element that was removed. Yeah, I have the impression they forgot how to okay, I think they forgot to mention like NQ, DQ, things like that. New items can be added at the back of the queue. No, that's improved. Okay, no, okay. I get what they're trying to tell us. Is that it's not possible to create a queue, apparently, like this, but you can kind of do the same thing using arrays, using pop, probably shift. Remove the first element that was removed. Okay, and so remove, so var removed element, that should be r unshift. So array pop, was it push? So I think it was pop. Yeah, I think this is correct, right? No. So we add 6. 6 should get at the end of the item, the end of the array. And then you know what, should return 1. This one's a bit tricky. So four should be 10. Add the number to the end of the array. But that's basically what I'm doing here, right? So I have the array and an item. I want to change code below, so add the number to the end of the array, then remove the first element. So I'm adding the number here, so adding the number and then remove the first element of the array. So the first element, so pop was to add and unshift was to move. And so if we do unshift and so they set item, so it was actually like this before. Now that is incorrect. That is incorrect. So should return a number. That's correct. Empty array and 1 should return 1. Yeah, it's not. Is it not unshift? Is it shift? So, what am I doing wrong? Should return a number. So I'm not. So look, var plop and then plop. So, but this one was correct before. So unshift. Still not correct. What am I doing wrong? So pop, I'm taking the first one. Add the number to the end of the array. Was it push? Okay, 6. And unshift. Aha. Okay, so now I'm just curious, what was the difference between push and pop? I got confused here. Push, pop. Push. Push them at the end of the array. And I think pop actually gets them, right? Pop is used to pop a value of the end of the array. Okay, so push we basically put it on top, and pop we make it pop, like puff, pop. It comes off. Okay. So I am doing that again. Yeah, so man, should return 5. So wait, now it worked. It was shift. Let's go back. What was shift again? Shift. Pop always removes the last element of an array. What if you want to remove the first one? That's where shift comes in. Except it removes the first element instead of the last. That was pop. So, okay. And what was unshift then? Not only can you shift elements off of the beginning of an array, you can also unshift elements to the beginning. Okay. Okay. Unshift is actually putting them in front of the array. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. Where can I write this down? On a piece of paper? Should I write this on a piece of paper? Old school style? Nah, not a piece of paper. I'm gonna lose it. Not on a piece of paper. So new file here. So JavaScript pop pushes at the end of an array. Shift pushes at the beginning of an array. Then we have push. Man, it was like this. Push at the end of your array. Pop returns the last element of an array, and then we have unshift, which returns the first element of an array. Hey, Showtime 750, welcome. So let's confirm I did this correctly. Nah, man, I made a mistake again. Confused them. So unshift. Not only can you shift elements of the beginning of an array, so that's good. You can also unshift elements to the beginning of an array. Add elements in front of the array. So unshift adds it. Shift shifts it out, kind of like shift, go away. And so with pop, this is what we're saying. Pop another way to change data in there is pop function. Use the pop value of the end of array. We can store is used to pop a value off the end of the array. So to take things off, it's either pop and it will pop off the top, or shift and you shift it from the lower part of the array. Okay, and so if you want to put something on the top of your array, you use the method push, because you push it on top. And if you want to put it at the start of your array, you do unshift. That name is really bad actually. Like, you don't, unshift feels like you want to undo it. You want to undo the fact of returning. Yeah, it's really strange. Let me just validate the unshift thing. So unshift works exactly like .push, but instead of adding the elements to the end of the array, unshift adds the element at the beginning of the array. Okay. 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 So yeah, okay, so I've done this one 49%. So the last one, and then I call it a day. So understanding Boolean values. Okay, another data type is Boolean. Booleans may only be one of two values, true or false. They're basically little on-off switches, blah blah blah. Okay, modify the welcome to Booleans function so that it returns true or false when the run button is clicked. So what do I need to do? Okay, so modify welcome to Booleans. So this function, so that it returns. Oh, did it return true? Oh my god, it's so simple. Voila. Okay, so we can do another one. Like that was I thought it was going to be longer. So but now we have 50%. Yay! So that's good. I already achieved my objective. If statement. Okay. Yeah. So we start some basic logic. So if so that's the example. So you can write an if like this. It can return either code here, and so this part will never be executed, or you know, if this condition is wrong, is not like true, so if it returns false, you know, then it will, you know, set this one up. So when test is called, okay, so basically they're saying what I just explained here. Create an if statement inside the function to return yes, that was true. If the parameter was true, is true. And return no, that was false, otherwise. Okay, was that true? So if return else. Yes, that was true. Else, no, that was false. That was incorrect. And no, apparently I should only write code here. Okay, done. Okay, I can do an extra one, like 51%. Comparison with the equality operator. Okay, and so this is also like a bit tricky in JavaScript. There are like 3 ways of writing equals. So, and they're probably gonna explain it here. So, there are many comparison operators in JavaScript. All of these operators return Boolean true or false. Most basic operator is equality operator, so it's double equal, right? Double equal. So in PowerShell, this is minus EQ for equal. The equality operator compares 2 values, return true if they are equivalent, or false if they are not. Note the equality is different from the assignment operator, right? So indeed, you have like a single equal sign, you have double equal sign, and yeah, later on we will see there's like even 3 equal signs that exist. So add the equality operator to indicate line to the indicated line so that the function will return equal when vol is equivalent to 12. Oh my god. So we do it like this. Not a single one. Single one would be like a variable assignment operator. So you would set the variable vol to 12, right? This is not what you want to do. You want to compare it so it's the double ones. And yeah, there we go. So I'm on fire. I'm gonna do like the last one. Strictly equality. You see, I said like the three ones. Comparison with the strict equality operator is the counterpart to the equality operator. To equal signs. However, unlike the equality operator, which attempts to convert both values being compared to a common type, the strict equality operator does not perform a type conversion. Okay, nice. If the values being compared are of different types, they are considered unequal, and the strict equality operator will return false. Example, let's see, and that's exactly why you should use like the three things, specifically when you work with numbers, because like you cannot add, like when you do 3 plus, so 3 plus 3 like this, that would work, but if you do 3 plus like this, it would do it would create a new number. It will create a new string which will look like 33, but it's not even a number, right? It's not an integer. Second example, 3 is a number type and 3 is a string type. See, that's it. Because of those brackets here, that means it's a string. It's a character. Use the strict equality operator in the if statement so that the function will return equal when val is strictly equal to 7. So 1, 2, 3, 7. Yep. Okay, 53. Going to do last one. I keep saying that, but practice comparing different values. In the last two challenges, we've learned about the equality operator, blah blah blah. Okay. So the compare equality function in the editor compares two values using the equality operator. Modify the function so that it returns equal only when the values are strictly equal. Yeah. Okay, like this. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do like another one. The inequality operator, okay? So this is not. When you see this exclamation mark equal, it's not. By the way, like when I see this, like now, like in some text sometimes, you know, I actually read this as a not all the time. You know, so it's the opposite of the equality operator. It means not equal and returns false. So ok, merci pour l'info. J'écouterai l'enregistrement après. Mais t'es dans le chat, Léon? So not equal to 99. Not equal to 99. Voilà. Yeah. So maybe I can get to 60, up to 6%. I'm gonna try it. The strictly inequality operator is the logical opposite of the strict equality operator. It means strictly not equal and returns false, where strict equality would return true, and vice versa. So you want to be sure that your number is a string. So I'm gonna do like this, and it should strictly not equal to 17. Okay. The greater than operator. Add the greater than operator to indicate lines that so that the return statement makes sense. If val is over 10 and if val is over 100. Yeah, so 60% seem reachable. Greater than equal. Okay, add greater than equal operator to the indicated lines. Yeah. Oh. Like 20 and like this one like 10. Oh. Aha. It's funny. Make mistake. I'm not used to have them in this order. So the less than operator minus well, so less than 25. This should be less than 55. Okay, 2 more exercises. The less than or equal operator, same thing, huh? Less than equal to 12, and then less than equal to 24. Okay, done. 59%. The AND operator, the logical AND. I like these operators. So these operators have been added to PowerShell, I think, also recently, like in PowerShell 7. So you have like the AND, so double AND and double pipe. I think, and double pipe would mean means OR. So the logical AND operator, so and returns true if only if the operands to the left and right of it are true. So alright, so this must be true and this must be true, so we return this, otherwise return that. So replace the 2 if statements with 1 statement using and operator, which will return yes if val is less or equal than 50 and greater than or equal to 25. Okay, is so if it is less than 50 and greater than 25. Like this. Okay. Is that did I make a typo here? Ah, val. I'm forgetting val, of course. 60%. Nothing. So now we're gonna have the OR, voila, double pipe. So combine the 2 if statements into 1 statement, return outside. If val is not between 10 and 12, inclusive, otherwise return inside. So val outside if val is not between 10 and 20. So val is so greater or equal to 10 or smaller and equal to 20. That's outside. Val. And it's a mistake here. Haha, didn't work. So val so if val is greater, also it should be smaller here, it should be greater than. It's not. Is that incorrect? Okay. I should return inside, so it's not strictly equal. What is it saying? And then 20, it should say inside. So run the tests. Yep. Okay. Introducing else statements. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna call it a day now. It's almost 6:20, and yeah, I think this can be interesting to start for next time. Maybe tomorrow, if I can start streaming at the same time tomorrow, that will be actually good. So yeah, merci. And I call it a day. So 60. How many percent do we have now? If I go back here to free code camp. So loose killing, you were here. I didn't know if you were here. That's Joseph, right? You're there. Hiding behind the purple hearts, but yes, I'm gonna call it a day. So yeah. Too bad we couldn't meet. Yeah, I knew it. We couldn't meet this year at Hanover, but yeah, definitely next year. Have you seen my talk, by the way, the video one? So how can I see the percentage? Yeah, hopefully next year. The Weizen beers are very, very good. I'm just gonna run the tests here again, so I see the. Ah man. So. Nah, but this is crap. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. Yeah, introducing logical OR operator. No, I had 64, 60 something percent. It was pretty cool indeed. Yeah, cool. So really, thank you for passing by, Joseph. That was really cool. I was not expecting to see you. So as you see, actually now I'm just trying to use streaming to force me to kind of, you know, like learn other stuff, which I actually think can be helpful in my PowerShell day-to-day, you know, life. So I'm doing this JavaScript for now, but I'm also planning to do Go. That's for sure. And so JavaScript simply because I want to go to the backend programming of things with Node, right? And so I just want to. My objective also is like to have all those things crossed off, right? See those things here, you know, tack 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 tack. It looks nice. As I said before, I had them already, and I don't know. They migrated their website to a new, like, you know, front-end graphical thing, I don't know what, and I lost like my JavaScript part. They shift some, you know, stuff into other sections, and I lost my JavaScript, you know, thing. Everybody did, like everybody complained, but yeah, if that happens. Yeah, Python. I was also I was looking into Python as well. The thing is, Python, it's you know, the fact that they don't have the curly braces. That really disturbs me. But yeah, and so I'm also planning to stream PowerShell, of course, and so this one will be. And by the way, I have do I have coding bricks? Yes, look at that. I do have like a nice little thing. So yeah, so I'm planning to stream every Tuesday in French, right? So I don't know if you noticed, like I switched from French to English, and every Thursdays in English, right, at 9. And so these 2 dates will be only for PowerShell streaming, and then like I will, you know, throw here and there, like in the middle of the week, like normally around 4, I would go and do some you know, language learning. So Go, so now JavaScript, and then, you know, why not Python? So so yeah, but so except this week, I'm going to do this Thursday the French one, right? And yeah, and so if you are interested, I have GitHub. I have a GitHub issue where I kind of like try to track, you know, what I could go and talk about. So it's available here, and so is where I'm gonna host the code and everything, and where I explain a little bit what I want to do. So it's basic a little bit. I started it, and, you know, add more over time. And then here we have like the issues, and basically through the issues I want to kind of like steer, you know, what I will do next, you know. So you see I have like different labels, you know. So in red I have English, and then in blue I have French. And so yeah, I have a few ideas for the English streaming. They're not fully finished yet in my head. If you were, you know, somebody that, you know, maybe have like some interesting things, you know, we could go and work on, it would be nice. And also, like, my objective is so sometimes to do things I know well, so PowerShell, but also, you know, to push me out of my comfort zone, and, you know, go and you know, like, write some oh, sorry, should have showed it here. Sorry, it's stupid. So yeah, French blue one, English red ones. And so you see, so push me out of my comfort zone, for example, writing C# module in PowerShell. I don't know how to do that, so that would be like I would have to prepare it just a little bit. But then, you know, I want to use, you know, this opportunity, you know, to live stream it, and so learn it together with you guys. Yeah, and I just think it can be fun, and, you know, talking out loud like this actually helps, I think, for the learning process. So I think it's a giving situation. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I will log off. You see, like, the little devils are coming in here. So thank you very much, guys, for joining. It was super cool, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.